welcome to another very sunny Monday morning. This week I'm going to do sort of some specific ones for backs, so as knees, legs, whatever. So they'll be quite specific the rest of the week. Today I'm going to call it pick and mix, so you can decide what you want to do with these. It's a general class and you can decide how far you go in the poses. You're going to need a few blocks or books or whatever to lift your hips up later on. So let's have a start. You're going to start today in Dandasana. So I'm going to sit sort of slightly at an angle to you so you can see what we're going to be doing later. So starting in Dandasana, just get your buttock flesh out of the way. Take your hands by the side of your hips so you're sitting nice and upright. Stretch your heels away from you, press your legs into the back of the ground, heels away from you. Head level, eyes level, relax your shoulders. And this for a moment, just relax out the pose, let your feet go, rest your hands on your thighs, close your eyes. And take 3 conscious breaths. Let your breathing return to normal, then you can open your eyes. So returning back to Dandasana once more. So you're going to stretch your legs, so heels away from you, press your legs into the floor. Take your hands by the side of your hips and lift your chest. So what we're going to do now is you're going to move your hands, so your fingers are still pointing forward, you're going to move them back slightly. So you're starting to make a bit of a V shape, but I want you to try and keep the chest lifted. And then what you're going to do is then you're going to bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, and then from there you're going to bring your knees up towards your chest on an exhale. Exhale, inhale, stretch them away from you. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. If you can take your hands away. Can't talk and do it at the same time, look at the camera. So you bring your knees towards you, stretch your legs away from you. In, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. 2 more. Exhale, inhale, put your feet on the floor and then you're going to lay on your back. So rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time, so your feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent. Stretch your arms away from you, press down with your forearms, lift your chest and get those shoulder blades down onto the floor. And then you're going to exhale, round your spine to press your lower back into the floor and tip your tailbone up to the sky. So exhale, if I move my hand out of the way, you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Exhale, presses the back into the floor. Inhale, release. Exhale into the floor. Inhale, release. Exhale into the floor. Inhale, release. 1 more. Exhale. So press it into the floor and see if you can continue to breathe. So the abdomen's drawn back. And at the back come to neutral. And then you're going to stretch your left leg away from you, stretch your right leg away from you, and take your arms over your head. Tadasana, on the floor. So get those shoulder blades down your back, stretch your arms away, be in the centre of the back of the head, stretch your heels away from you, press your legs into the floor, and breathe. Breathing return to normal. So we're now going to do a sit-up. So those of you who have no issues with your lower back and you find it quite easy, then you're going to sit up with straight legs, straight arms. If you wish, you can bend your knees, put your feet flat on the floor, grab hold of the back of your thighs and sit up that way. So whichever way you choose, it's pick and mix, so you can decide what you want to do today. So if you're going to sit up from the floor, it's a nice big inhale, sit yourself up. Exhale, see if you can touch your toes. And then sitting up. So now we're going to roll over onto the abdomen to do a few little back bends. So rolling over. Elbows underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers in front of you. And then relax your legs, relax your feet. And then just rock your hips from side to side. So we've been doing a bit of belly work, so the old lower back muscles might be making a little bit of a complaint the first time round. So allow those back muscles to soften. Stretch your right leg away from you. Stretch your left leg away from you. So we want to make that space from the waist area right the way down to the tops, groins at the tops of your legs. So then the next move is to lift your chest and look forward. So I don't want the shoulders up around your ears. So looking forward and lifting your chest and breathe. Go on, relaxing your lower back. So if you have a sensitive back, you might want to just stay doing this. If you want to move it on a stage, what we're going to do is going to press down with the hands and start to straighten the arms. No, not necessarily all the way. So I want you to try and keep that lower belly in contact with the floor and then lowering the elbows down. So inhale, lift up, start to straighten the arms. Exhale brings you down. Keep going. Exhale down. Inhale. Make sure those shoulders haven't come up round the ears. Last time. Press down, see if you can really straighten the arms now. Lift your chest. Press in with the hands. Breathe. Exhale, bring the elbows back down to the floor and then wriggle your bottom from side to side, relax out that lower back again. Hopefully it's nice and comfortable now. So now we're going to move from there to upward facing dog pose, head up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So you're going to bring your hands in line with your shoulders and then you need to activate the legs. So you're going to press down, I like to press down with my big toenail onto the floor and lift the thighs up. So you've lifted your knees off the floor and then press down with your hands so you're balanced just on your toes and your arms. Now, I'm too far away from myself here. I can, oh, and I've got cramp, that's good. Right, I've got rid of the cramp. So here, I can make a better back bend by sliding my feet forward a bit more. So if you want to slide your legs and feet forward, you can. And then hold the pose. And then you're going to roll over your toes. Oops, let's get my mat sorted out as well. Roll over your toes to go into dog pose. Do it with your knees bent to start with. And I can get rid of the cramp in my left calf muscle. So bent knees, press into the floor with your hands. Rotate the upper arms out. Spread across the tops of the shoulders. And then shoot your tailbone up to the sky. Relax your head and neck. And then press your left heel towards the floor, bend the left knee, and then reverse, do the other side. So pressing your heels towards the floor, padding. And then you're going to raise your right leg straight up into the air. Now, in order to get that left heel down to the floor, you need to really push that right heel away from you to get the heel down. If it just goes up in the air, nothing happens. Push away with the heel. And bring the right foot back to the floor. We'll do the same with the left. So Stretch away with the left leg, stretch away with the heel in order to get the other heel onto the floor. And bring the leg back to the floor. That's it. And then see if you can stretch both heels into the floor. And for those of you who want to have a little bit of fun today, move my books out of the way. We'll flip the dog. So if you haven't done it before, you might want to watch before you do it or work with me as I'm saying it. What you're going to do is you're going to raise the right leg straight up into the air away from you. And then you're going to bend the knee, look underneath your left arm and start to follow the foot as it comes down towards the floor and raise your right arm up into the air to flip the dog. And then bring the right hand back to the floor, re-establish into dog pose. And then raise your left leg up into the air, stretch it away, bend the knee and look underneath your left arm. Start to lower the foot so you can see it touch the floor. And then raise your left arm up into the air. Left hand comes back to the floor again. Ooh. And back to dog pose. And then start to walk your hands back or your feet forward, whichever you like, until you're balanced in Uttanasana. Holding onto the inner upper arms, relax your head. You can keep your knees bent if you'd like doing this, or you can straighten your legs. I say pick and mix today. And if you've got your legs straight, you might want to take it a little stage further. See if you can lift your toes off the floor, and then lift your heels off the floor. Lift your toes, lift your heels, lift your toes, lift your heels, lift your toes, lift your heels, and then relax. So moving on, so I've only got that limited amount of time on the video. So relax your hands to the floor, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale brings you all the way up. So a few standing poses now. So standing in the centre of your mat. Tadasana. Take the weight into the heels, lift the chest. And then bring the hands together in front of your chest, and then you're going to step your feet apart, stretch your arms away. So Trikonasana, left foot turns in, I'll mirror for you. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. So with the arms, make them work, stretch into the palms, we don't want bingo wings. Take your shoulder blade, take the arms back a bit so the shoulder blades are starting to move towards each other. Inhale, exhale, cut back with that right hip as you extend to the side, keeping these underside ribs extended. Extend, extend, extend. So don't think about where you're going to go, just take the hand wherever it's comfortable today, and then stretch the top arm up into the air. Trikonasana. If you've got your hand on your leg, you can use your thumb as a lever, so you press your thumb against your leg, and that helps to rotate your chest even more towards the sky. And then you're going to inhale to come all the way back up again. But you're going to stay on this side, and you're going to bend that front leg to move to Virabhadrasana 2. So sinking down, I need to make a little adjustment to make my legs wider apart, so I can really sink the hips down. So keeping the body upright, and then look along the fingers of the right hand. Keep the tailbone tucked under. Keep that back leg working strongly. So thigh goes back. So from there, Parshvakonasana. So your choice is now, you can rest your forearm and shoot the arm over the ear. So if that's as far as you'd like to go, that's fine. If you'd like to take it a bit further, you're going to take this right hand, slide it down the inside of the shin. Don't let your fingers rest on the floor, and use your elbow to press that knee back. Keep working the back leg. Strong in that top arm. And then you're going to swing that top arm down, straighten the front leg to come up. Turn your feet to the front and then turn the feet in slightly. Interlace your hands behind your back. Forward bend, wide stride. So draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Stretch your arms away. Chest is lifted. Now work the legs. Make sure that you're working the legs to take the outer edges of the feet down to lift the arches, and then start to come forward with a flat back. So taking your tailbone up to the sky. Keep going to wherever you can when your legs are going to tell you where they don't want to go any further. And then when you can't go any further, relax your head, relax your neck, and let those arms fly over your head. And keeping the arms as high as you can, start to come up. Inhale, lift your head, draw the belly back, all the way up. And release your hands. So we're going to do those other standing poses on the other side now. So you've already got the right foot turned in, left foot's going to turn out now. So we're ready to do Trikonasana on the other side. Stretch the arms out, really work the arms, work that back leg. Inhale, exhale, extend, cut back with the hip. Keep going, keep stretching those underside ribs. Don't let them hunch over. Then see where you're going to come to. Might be anywhere today. And then stretch that top arm up. And then use the thumb, press on that leg so you can rotate the chest up to the sky even more. Inhale brings you up, and then bending that front leg. Don't need to adjust on this side. And then stretch your arms away from each other and look along the left hand today. Tuck the tailbone down. Moving from there to Parsvakonasana, so resting the forearm if that's what you want to do. And then, or slide the hand down the inside of the shin, thigh, down the leg. Don't let the fingers touch the floor, and then shoot the arm over the ear. And then swing the arm up, till it up, and then lower the arms, straightening the leg at the same time, and then turn your feet to the front. Now this time you're going to bring your hands in prayer in front of your chest, and you're going to turn the heels in and turn the feet and toes out. Sumo wrestler. So as you go down, I want you to consciously take the inner side of your knees towards your toes, little toe side of the foot, so no knees tracking in. So ready to go. And tuck your tailbone under and keep your chest lifted. Doesn't matter where you come down to. So start to bend the knees. Go slow. Keep pushing those inner knees out and bring the tailbone down. And inhale brings you back up. Exhale as you go down. Tailbone under, belly back. Inhale up. Exhale down. I think that's 3. Should we do 2 more? Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Go down even lower until your elbows are touching the inners of your knees. Point your fingers forward and rest your forehead on your hands. Whee! I'm losing it today. And then look forward, and then start to straighten your legs, coming all the way up. Oh. And release your hands, and then shimmy. So what you're going to do now is we're going to go back to the floor and do some floor work. So we're going to, if I sit at an angle again, I think, for you, so you can see what I'm doing. Start again in Dandasana, as we do with all floor work. So press down with your hands by the side of your hips, press your legs into the floor, stretch your heels away from you. So again, I'll mirror image forward to make it slightly easier, I hope. So we're going to take your hand into the back of the left knee, draw it out gently to the side. So I want this leg to be nice and soft. Draw it out to the side and let the foot come in. I want to place the heel, Janu Shirshasana, as close to the groin as possible. So tuck it right in there. Now, it might be you've got a knee that's wavering up into the air. If that's the case, then you need to lean back on your hands. So sometimes this might be just as much as you want to do in order to try and keep that hip open and the knee down. But if it stays down, you sit yourself back up again. So I'm going to do a little bit different in this one. I want to do a twist in this one. So I'm going to take I've got a mirror image now, left and right. Right hand's going to come to the outside of the leg. Fingertips on both, and the other one's coming around behind you. And then I want you to twist to the left. Stretch away with the right leg on the floor. And make a nice twist. And then we're going to walk the fingers and take them round to the other side and twist in the opposite direction. So walking now, your right hand round behind you, left hand to the outside of the leg. Use the pressure of your arm against the leg to help with the twist. And release, come back to the centre. So now we're going to go forward. So if you find it hard work going forward, you might like to repeat the twist. Or you just might be working to go forward. Just keep this leg activated all the time. It's very, very easy to sort of, I'm just going to bend the knee in order to get down. It doesn't do yourself any favours because you won't make any progress. So if we go forward, you need to twist as well. We need that twist and movement of the abdomen to get ourselves round. So start to move around, and I always say take your hand to the outer edge of your leg or your foot, wherever you can come to, so you can cross your wrists and you can give yourself a bit of a jiggly wriggle in order to get the abdomen to start to move around and your chest in line with that leg. So wherever you've grabbed hold of now, or repeating what we did before with a twist, unravel the hands and then inhale, lift your chest, draw the abdomen up and back, and then on the exhale, bring your head down. Today I'd like you to keep looking at your foot and see if you can get more of your chest onto that thigh. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, releases the pose. Stretch that. Which one have we got? Left leg out. Stretch it out. And then we're going to do on the other side. So if I shuffle round this way, you'll see the repeat and you can see what's happening. Then we're going to take the hand into the back of the right knee and then draw it out, draw the heel in close to the groin. Lean back if you need to, if the knee's wavering. Stay there if that's as far as you want to go today. If not, you're going to take the hand to the outside of the bent leg. Fingertips come round behind you and twist. Stretch away with the other leg on the floor. And then walk your hands around to the other side. So taking the hand to the outer side of the straight leg. Use the leverage of your arm against the leg to help you to twist. And then coming back to centre, So again, going forward now. So if you're going forward, lift your chest, draw the abdomen back, take hold of the outer edge of the leg, cross your wrists, lift up. Get your chest in line with that straight leg. Then you can straighten out the hands. Inhale, lift your chest, draw the abdomen back, exhale, and then keep looking forward today to try and get more of your chest onto the thigh. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale to sit up and release the pose. So we're going to do an inversion now. So at this point I'm going to do an inversion. You can, if you're happy with doing shoulder stand, this is the point where you can do shoulder stand. If not, you might like to have a bit of a play with us today. And for that you're going to need your books. So that's the book side, that's the sort of depth of book that I've got today, if you can see that. And you have those by the side of your hip. So then you start by laying down on the floor, knees bent. And have your books ready, so you can put them under all at once, or you can put them under one at a time, depending on your back. So if you're going to go and put them under all at the same time, which I'm going to do to make it quicker for you, press your lower back into the floor, scoop up your tailbone and place those books under your lower back. So make sure you've got them on the right spot, on the sacrum area. You don't want them digging into your waist. I just want them on that lower bit of the back. And then from there, see if you can interlace your hands beyond those bricks or blocks or whatever you've got. So you're getting those shoulder blades to roll down. Interlace your hands if you can. So we're getting to that same position we would normally be doing when we're doing a shoulder stand. And then release your hands, put your palms flat on the floor, and then we're going to press your lower back into those blocks and lift your hips off the blocks. So bridge, but from a lifted position, and then lower your lower back onto it again. Lifting up, lowering down, lifting up, lowering down, lifting up, lowering down. And then you're going to bend your knees towards your chest and stretch your legs up into the air. So we're going to be here for a few breaths. So again, stretch your heels up to the ceiling. Now your hands, you can keep them where they are if that's comfortable, or you can move them to be in cactus arms if you want to work your shoulders, or you can take them straight over your head. Any position with your arms that you feel you'd like to do today. What I'd like you to do is to be aware of your abdomen. See if you can keep your abdomen as though it's softening back towards your spine while the lower back's supported. Don't let the abdomen puff out. We get the breath right up into your rib cage. And if you brought your hands over your head or cactus arms, bring them down by your side again. And while we're here, we're going to widen the legs. Wide stride, inverted. Now my right hip always complains when I do this. Always. You have to learn the difference between a pain and a slight discomfort. And once you're there, if you can start to, don't run away from where it's uncomfortable. Be there, be your mind in it, and breathe. Yeah, 5 breaths and my discomfort has gone. Sometimes we just have to let the body make its natural adjustments. It's My right hip is definitely stiffer than my left hip. And bringing the legs back up together again. One last stretch up with the heels, straightening the legs. Then bend the knees, put your feet flat on the floor. Now we're going to open the front groins by stretching your right leg away from you and your left leg. And again, you can now take your arms over your head if you want a lovely big stretch. So feel the opening of your front body. Opening the groins at the tops of the legs. Bring the arms back over if you took them over your head. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. So we're going to take the books away. So if you want to, you can take them away one at a time. If you're comfortable with that, you can press your lower back onto the blocks, lift your hips, and then take the blocks or books away from you. Get them out of the way, and then lower your back one vertebra at a time to the floor. And allow the back to return to neutral. Bring the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. And again, because we did the wide stride, it has that same effect on my hip joint, so this right hip joint. So take your palms out to the side. Actually, it's quite comfortable today, but just breathe. If you're going to have any discomfort around your hips, breathe into it. And then slowly bring your knees together. Bend your knees onto your chest, cross your ankles, and I want you to grab hold of your feet, the outer edges of your feet. Draw the feet and knees towards your chest, so tightening in tight as you can towards you. And then exhaling, again think of your abdomen, don't push up with your abdomen as you do this. Exhale, draw the abdomen back, see if you can look over the tops of your shins. And then breathe. And then lowering your head to the floor. One last squeeze of legs. So you're going to sit up now, so you can sit up from this position. So you can hold on to your big toes if you like and rock and roll to get up that way. You can put your feet flat on the floor, you can hold on to your thighs and get up that way. So whichever way you want to do it, up you come. So you're now sitting cross-legged. Sukhasana. So we're going to finish with a bit of Bhastrika breathing, which is the bellows breath. It can be done fast, it can be done slow. We're going to do it slow today. We're going to take 5 nice slow breaths. What I'm wanting to do is to stretch these lower ribs. So if you like to take your hands to your lower ribs, fingers pointing towards each other, so the palms are resting on the sides of the ribs. So what you're going to do is you're going to breathe in, and I want you to breathe in and stretch those ribs. Not only the sides, but also your back ribs as we do this. So exhale, now inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really stretch the ribs. Exhale. They come back together again, like bellows. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. Big stretch. Really push those ribs against your hands. Exhale. And then bring your hands together in front of your chest. Close your eyes for a minute. Namaste.